The just concluded episode 8 of Alchemy of Soul Season 2 set the stage for the season's finale. It cleared it up that we are almost at the end of the show because of the excitement that it has left us all with, which has made this week-long wait more painful than ever. Those scenes of Naksu finally finding out who she was and Jang finding out who she is really got us excited, and we cannot wait for what is to come. The finale is all set to either bring us a happy or frustrating ending, but either way, it is sure to be unforgettable because that is how this show has left us this whole time. And now with Alchemy of Souls bringing to us a second ending, it is sure to be hard to say goodbye. Today, I'm going to talk about what will possibly happen in the season finale, based on the hints and previews provided in the just concluded episode 8. Stick to the end of the video for what to expect and the episode 9 preview. But first, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell to be among the first to see our content. Thanks. The 9th and 10th episodes of Alchemy of Soul Season 2, which are the last episodes of the season, will air on the 7th and 8th of January on Netflix and TVN. In the just concluded episode 8, Bu-yeon finally regained her memories as Naksu. This was not an easy ordeal for her, as she was beginning to have something meaningful with Jang Wook. The real Jin Bu-yeon, who we finally found out to be the mastermind behind everything that has been happening with Naksu, finally made an appearance. Naksu had forfeited her quest to regain her memory when Seo-yeol implied that a sad ending awaited her and Jang Wook. At this point, she was just beginning to bask and feel secure in Jang Wook's love for her and doesn't want anything to shatter their newly found love. But Hyo-yoon wouldn't let her forget after eavesdropping on her conversation with Seo-yeol. Hyo-yoon, out of jealousy and fear of never having Jang Wook, poured a liquid medicine on Bu-yeon, hoping to uncover a soul shifter's mark on her shoulder. Seo-yeol stopped her abuse, but by then, some of the medicine had gotten into Bu-yeon's eyes. As she washed off the medicine on a pond, she noticed the blue mark on her eyes while recalling what Jang Wook had told her earlier about Naksu. This was enough for her to go to Danhyeongak to find out the truth. Her memory came crashing in as she stood near the tall tree in Danhyeongak, which bore witness to her years of training, isolation, and self-discovery. The great priestess Jin Bu-yeon finally made an appearance, enlightening her on her predicament, which is, she will soon have to disappear from her body while thanking her for being of use to her. Now, this scene puts into question all I've thought about Bu-yeon. From this scene, it's clear that the real victim in all this is Naksu and not Bu-yeon. It seems Jin Bu-yeon has been using Naksu from the moment she bumped into her in the previous season. She chose her when Naksu was performing the Alchemy of Souls in the last season and will use her energy to regain both her divine powers and body in this season. Naksu has been a product of manipulation since her father's death in the previous season and can't seem to catch a break. First Jin Mu and now Jin Bu-yeon. Although right now, we can't tell to what end has Jin Bu-yeon been manipulating their lives all this time. As Naksu regained her memories, she sinks into despair as she recalls what she had done to Jang Wook in the previous season. Just as most fans had predicted, she pushed him away with a half-truth. She tells him that she remembers loving a man so much, but the man can't remember her even when she's in front of him, and she can't stay with him because it would be unfair. But Jang Wook wouldn't have it, as he has finally fallen in love with her and doesn't want to lose her to the memories of another man, not knowing he was the man Naksu was referring to. No amount of pleading would change her mind as she wallows in her guilt and what the future holds for her. Jang Wook departs for the North Fortress to Jin Mu's delight. He didn't waste time in putting his evil plans into motion with the help of the Crown Prince. Jin Mu then went full out to acquire his main desire, Jin Bu-yeon. He threatened Ho Kyung with the knowledge of her using the Firebird for personal gain, thereby endangering Daeho. If you recall, Ho Kyung had allowed the Crown Prince, Jang Wook, and Bu-yeon into Jin to use the firebird's energy to eradicate the bloodworm eating away at Seo-yo. It was an imperial order to save Seo-yo, thereby saving Jin Mu's ass. This humbled Ho-kyung, as she was about to kneel to Jin Mu. Naksu, who had brought the plaque to Cheonbugwan, interfered. She accepted Jin Mu's challenge to prove herself and Jin worthy of the plaque. She went into a magical prison in Cheonbugwan, known to be a death trap for even the strongest shaman. She went in with the hope that the real Jin Bu-yeon would be able to overcome such a hurdle. But in the vast, magical prison, she sees a skeleton with what looks like an ice stone in its heart. As she was about to retrieve the object, a wraith appeared, threatening her life. As she ran for her life, she unconsciously reached out to Jang Wook through the blue yin-yang jade. Jang Wook is quick to save her but sees the blue soul shifter's mark in her eyes as the episode ends. In the previews for the next episode and grand finale, we can see Jang Wook, still trying to protect Naksu despite seeing the soul shifter mark in her eyes. He tells her, "Keep in mind. Only I am allowed to come this close." This sounds like a protective and possessive Jang Wook, as he covers her eyes while leading her away. This scene also reminds me of the times he had to shield the blue mark in Mutiok's eyes from the world in the previous season. Some fans commented on how fast he was in finding her in the magical prison. If you recall, when he almost parted ways with Naksu in episode 8, he told her that there's no place he can't enter. And if you also recall, in the first episode of the season, he was faster than the time when he went into Jinyuan in search of the soul shifter that ran in to hide. So it's not surprising that he'd be so fast in locating Naksu in such a place and in time. He has the ice stone. In the preview, Park Jin and Seo-yo can be seen questioning the queen while Seo-yoon sits nearby. Seo-yo asked his aunt the queen, "Did you perhaps hear the sound of bells during that time?" This means that it will finally be known that Jin Mu might have manipulated Naksu with Shaman Choi's bell. This might also mean that all those affected by Naksu's actions in the previous season might find some sort of closure this season, hence, Seo-yo's investigation. Maybe, the queen will finally realize that Jin Mu was in cahoots with Shaman Choi. We can see her remember when a liquid was forced down her throat with the sound of bells in the air. Then, we can see someone that looks like Bu-yeon, performing the rain ritual. It's not clear if this is a memory from the time Solran had performed the ritual 200 years ago, or if Bu-yeon will actually perform a rain ritual in the upcoming episodes. But we can hear Jin Mu say, "We will live in a world where the strong gain greater power and continue forever." He said this in the congregation of his secret allies as the Crown Prince stands close to him. Now, I think the Crown Prince is a secret mole. I don't think he had fully embraced Jin Mu's madness. I think he is on a mission with Jang Wook. If you recall, when Jang Wook had gone to see Naksu in Jinyuan, he told her he will return sooner than expected. Maybe, when he met with the Crown Prince, they made plans to see what Jin Mu was up to. Knowing that Jin Mu wouldn't show all his cards if Jang Wook was around, maybe they made it seem like he accepted the imperial order to go to the North Fortress. Jang Wook's easy capitulation was surprising, so I believe they are up to something. Again, if you recall Jang Wook's conversation with Park Jin after meeting with the Crown Prince in the last episode. Park Jin had expressed concern about what Jin Mu might be scheming in sending Jang Wook away. Jang Wook said something that stuck out. He asked Park Jin, "If I decide to engage in this fight, will you stand behind me like you did last time?" And Park Jin asked him what his target was in the fight, what he wished to protect, and if he was acting in careful deliberation. To which Jang Wook had answered, "Yes, I know where I am targeting, and I have decided to accept this fight in order to protect what I must." If this doesn't sound like a plan in motion, I wonder what it is. maybe the Crown Prince is in on his grand plan. Because we can see an angry Jang Wook invading Jin Mu's secret meeting at the end of the preview, to Jin Mu's astonishment. But also in the preview, we can see Jang Wook and Naksu near the tree in Danhyanguk. Naksu said to him, "All of them will have to be eradicated for this to end," while looking sorrowfully as she thinks, "I will likely meet my end in this place as well." Then we see Jang Wook hugging an unconscious Naksu close to him while linking their fingers with the yin-yang jades together. This scene screams a sad ending, but I can't help but think such won't be the case. I don't think the production team will release such a vital scene so soon. Maybe Naksu will live to see yet another day. But one thing is certain, we are in for a roller coaster ending, as we can see Sungrim mages fighting off Cheonbugwan mages, and Park Jin emotionally invoking his energy. I have some theories on what could happen in the upcoming grand finale. If you like theories, stick around. If you liked this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to be among the first to see our content. What ending do you hope to see come next weekend? Let me know in the comment down below. Thanks for watching, bye.